Oh, it's so awful. You're going to love it.
Well, here they come again. They heard that things were happening. With mics in front of faces, their lips begin to flapping. They talk about world and local news reports, and even Steph Mickles, cause she's a doggy whore. Corey says,
man, it's a goddamn joke. Corruption is abundant and the POTUS is a hoax.
Stacy says,
man, I'd like to act, but Americans are lazier than most, that's fact.
So go get a bowl, a spoon, and some cereal, and sit your ass down. It's time for AirWreckRadio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking, and thank you for choosing AirWreckRadio. We'd like to apologize in advance if there's any inconvenience caused, but we're going down. That's right. It is the 7th day of October in the year 2013. I am Corey.
And I am disappointed.
And this is the 22nd installment of our fine podcast, AirWreckRadio.
It's fine.
It is. Oh, it is so fine.
It's fine.
So fine, sir. Thank you for joining us. We are happy to be coming to you tonight with many, I ran out of different words for great.
Yeah, there's only so many.
So with
finite language.
Yeah, sure is. So I guess back to the beginning. We got a great show planned for you folks tonight.
You should consider Google searching, or Google translating words for great.
That might be a fun idea.
You could do it in Chinese. You could be like, hing hong. That's actually Chinese for great, in case anybody was wondering.
Was that Mandarin or Cantonese? Because there's two Chinese languages. Okay, thank you.
I'm making this shit up.
I know.
You're welcome.
Can you hear the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese?
Oh.
Cantonese is the barking Chinese language.
I bet I speak more Spanish.
And Mandarin is the more
That's a little racist. I'm not sure if you've actually done your research on that.
I don't actually speak either language, but that is how you can tell the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese.
I bet I speak more Spanish than you speak Cantonese.
I guarantee you that you speak more Spanish than I speak Cantonese, because I don't speak a lick of it. Not a lick. Nothing? No? Well, fuck you then.
Como se dice no habla español? I think proves my point that I speak more Spanish than you speak Cantonese.
Pendejo.
Ooh.
I forgot where the hell I was. Oh, that's right.
You were introducing the show.
Yeah, before we get started, we wanted to save this spot, as we always do, until somebody actually pays us, for Hideaway Brewery, the official brewery of AirWreckRadio and the official sponsor of the studios. Fake radio, doing fake reads for real beer.
Now this week, there's a little news from the Hideaway front.
Ooh.
Lately, the Hideaway Brewery has been providing us with fine Keystone.
Yeah. This week we moved up a notch.
This week, the Hideaway is providing us with Molson Canadian.
Either way, Coors is making out like a fucking bandit.
But
whatever.
There's currently a fine batch of Hideaway Brewery, Mixed Berry Light,
ooh,
bubbling happily in the Hideaway Brewery tonight.
Oh, so like my next month I can get drunk on Mixed Berry Light while we do this?
Mixed Berry Light takes 19 days.
So like by next month I can get drunk doing it.
Before next month. By Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got to do a Halloween episode.
Do we?
Yeah.
Are we going to dress up? It's a radio show.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Shit, we got to do something. The fuck? We're trying to figure it out here. You just going to shoot out down ideas? Fuck you.
Dude, because it's a radio show, we can, say we have really awesome costumes,
But you are good at really awesome costumes.
I am,
and
but
we
like,
do
why
need,
would I bother for a radio show?
because we need a visual aspect too. And thanks to thanks to the future and the modern world of the internet, we have a visual medium. It's called AirWreckRadio.com. You can go there and check out all of our pictures. And if we ever start to make some, videos, we might put them up there.
Do we have pictures up there?
We have a lot of pictures up there of the clam bake and us doing the show and a bunch of stuff up there.
Pictures up there with our guests that we sometimes have.
We do. We've got a couple. If we have whatever ones we remember to take pictures with, we actually have a couple up there. That's AirWreckRadio.com. That's where you can check out Airwreck Radio and Sports Wreck.
Well, the Hideaway Brewery is making beer, and soon our other sponsor, Affections Jewelers,
Ooh.
may be back in business. We'll see.
I kind of liked that idea.
It was a good idea.
It was a good idea. So you have anything new happening in your life there, partner Pally?
Yeah, I made
Fuckface?
beer,
That's good for you.
and I considered selling jewelry again. Then I got pissed off
We already knew all this.
because I watched the news and
Just
it pissed
said
me
it.
off.
Okay, yeah.
Other than that, no.
No, nothing new with you?
I had all I had for that segment, sir.
Ooh.
Anything new and exciting for you this week?
Fuck, I've been trying to keep busy the last couple of weeks. Besides playing my ass off in some Grand Theft Auto 5 that I can't not stop playing. I can't stop playing it. It's incredible.
It's a very good game.
I mean, I hate to be a fanboy, but they promised and they delivered.
Yeah.
It was everything they said it was going to be. So far, the only thing I haven't been happy with is the submarine controls. I hated controlling the submarine.
It's different, but you've never really driven a submarine before, have you?
Also true, no. I've never flown a plane, but I played an awful lot of video games.
Right.
And the plane controls in this are way better than the last two ago that
But
had a
you've
plane.
never operated a submarine in a video game quite
Not
like
that
this
I
before.
can recall.
I mean, there's been video games involving submarines, but you've never actually operated one. So it's a little understandable that these sub-controls, because it's not an airplane. You want to control it like an airplane because it's in a three-dimensional space, but it's not an airplane. It's got ballast tanks.
Ballast tanks.
And
It's a
if you-
fucking video game.
If you damage them, it floats differently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, its controls get a lot harder when you fuck it up.
You've spent more time in the sub than I have, sir.
I did. I spent a lot of time in the sub. It's so slow and it doesn't have a radio, and that kind of sucks.
I turn the radio off most of the time because I'm usually listening to podcasts while I play.
If you were on the submarine, you might change your mind. I listened to the podcast channel on
Stitcher?
on Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah?
The
Do you?
talk station.
Yeah. The podcast channel.
It's basically podcasts.
Yeah, why not? They're just in little longer formats usually, unless you're Airwreck Radio. Then it's, as long as you fucking want to be.
Yeah.
Past that, I've been trying to keep busy. I went and watched the open mic night at the Joke Factory with
Did
our
you go
boy
again this
Vinny.
week?
I went again this week.
Terrific.
It was open one more time. I was wrong when I told you it was the finals. It was not the finals. I was a lying bastard.
How was it?
It was good. It was great. There was like 14 comics again, but this time I didn't judge, so it was less pressure. I got to watch.
I hear the hardest part about doing comedy is judging comedy.
Of course it is. No, I could pee during when I had to pee.
Right. Get up and get a beer, eat some chicken wings, because you've been motherfucking that you couldn't eat any chicken wings while you're judging.
I ended up getting
Got a little stage fright over the eating in front of the comic.
I'm not gonna eat while the dude's doing a set while I'm judging him.
It's awkward to do.
But I ended up going with the spinach artichoke dip. Thank you, sir. But I got to watch the Bills game out of one side, watch the comedy out of the other. The owner of the club was down there. I got to meet the owner of the club, Artie Fletcher. And of course our boy Vinny from ROCpodcast.com.
Got to meet the owner of the club, huh?
Yeah, sure did.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Ooh.
Got fucking owner of the club meeting clout now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to go down there. I'm probably going to head down there this Thursday again, but I'm also going to go. Comedian Jim Florentine is coming into town in October.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay to go see that. It's at the Joke Factory.
Yeah.
And Vinny is opening for Screech, Dustin
Oh, shit.
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin Diamond. He's going to open for him? He's not going to MC? He's going to open?
He's opening for him.
Nice.
He's featuring for him. So I might sneak down there too, because Vinny said he might be able to get me in under the radar.
A little reminder for everybody: vote in the Rochester newspaper thing.
Rochester's Best 2013 by the Rochester City Newspaper.
Vote for Vinny Paolino as best local comic. He also
as best local comic.
Yeah,
as best local celestial body.
Yeah, he's on his way to the sun now. It's going to be fabulous.
If he wasn't our new friend, I'd have many fat jokes.
Oh, that's mean.
You're the one who said comet.
Is it because like a fat guy would be telling them?
Yes. Well, that's why I get away with it. That's why I can say those kind of things and not be offensive.
I was trying to plug the guy, and now
I know, and now I smashed him.
Now I was mean to you, and you were mean to him, and the shit just took a downhill turn. Folks, we're talking about comedy, and we're talking about voting. These are two very important things that generally should have nothing to do with each other. But vote for Vinny Paolino as best local comic. While you're there, vote for AirWreckRadio.
It's just another 5 lines down, folks.
As best local podcast, because we would like to win that badly.
You might notice some other names that you recognize, like Second Prince, whoever those fucking guys are.
Listen to their show, but vote for ours.
And I don't know, you might also see this rocpodcast.com.
Oh, you know what?
I don't know what the hell that is either.
Listen to their stuff too, because we're associated now.
Oh, shit.
Carried by ROC.
And then some other guy who's not going to win, because clearly...
Yeah.
Clearly, one of the first 3 is going to win.
I think that's
Stupid asso.
Jacking Off podcast or something.
Yeah, something like that. Jerking your worker. I don't know. Waste of time is what I called it. Only because Vinny told me I don't like him, so I don't like him.
Have you ever listened to it?
No.
Neither have I.
No.
Probably
Vinny.
should listen to all the other podcasts that are available for voting for. I mean, it's a little. I'm just to be a devil's advocate. Perhaps we should listen to the Stupid Asso show before.
We decide he's a stupid asshole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he comes right out and says it. It's not really an unfair assumption.
No, Vinny said he sucks, so he sucks. Fuck you. What? Why are you staring at me blankly?
I was just wondering if you were going to, like, edit out the silence.
Don't what silence?
Don't do that. I'll tell you what. We're like not even 15 minutes into this shit yet. People will shut this shit.
Then after the comedy show, I stalked Vinny down to the Lovin' Cup, and here in the good old Ra-Cha-Cha.
Lovin' Cup, isn't that a gay bar?
Of course it is. Hello.
They serve coffee, though. Isn't that a coffee place?
Well, I guess you can order food there as well.
To be fair,
but I do know that they have beer there, and I drank it.
I'd like to take a step back here.
Ah.
Is it a gay bar?
No, it's not a gay bar.
Okay.
I mean, it might be a gay bar. I don't know. It was definitely a hipster fucking... If there wasn't... The room was full of irony. And I don't mean the kind that all the assholes in the room were trying to go for.
I said that. I said, is it a gay bar? And then you went with the joke and said yes. And I like instantly had a WWWSS moment. And that's what would Wanda Sykes say. And I thought that wasn't really very sensitive of us to say. That it, to call it a gay bar like it was a joke. Because they served coffee and a gay guy served you.
I hadn't told them about the gay guy yet, Stace.
I'm sorry. I heard I had foreknowledge about it, and I just thought to myself, what would Wanda Sykes say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy who served me was just a little friendly, if you know what I mean. I guess since we can't call him gay, we'll call him questionable.
He saw you, he's like, hey, teddy bear.
Suggested a delicious lager, this story bombed because I could not remember the name of said beer, and now I have to go back there again to find out the name of this damn beer.
I would really like to know how your second date goes.
Oh, no, I'm taking you with me, pal. So, yeah, I went there with Vinny to watch Battle of the Bands that he was emceeing, and I stayed for 2 bands that sucked, drank 2 glasses of beer, and left.
Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, that is something that I did, in fact, do.
Good. Would you recommend it to friends or listeners?
Which one? The open mic night or the Lovin' Cup?
Yes.
Okay. The open mic night, which you can find every Thursday at the Joke Factory, which is located in the Holiday Inn at 911 Brooks Road, Rochester, New York. I don't know the zip code.
A sad address for a great time.
For a great time, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
They should pay us for that.
They should.
They should. All right. Wow, that's exploitation. Shit. That is a wonderful time every week. That's why I go every week. And next week starts the finals. It's not an open mic night. It's now the finals of the contest. And the places are set. They've got X amount of minutes, and then they'll be eliminated. And then the next week, a couple more will go on, and they'll have a little bit more time because there's more time allotted with the eliminated players.
If you just go once, you're going to see some comedy. Oh, you might see some shit that ain't comedy, too. But I guarantee you're going to see some comedy.
You're definitely going to see at least some comedy. There's going to be at least one comedy there, I tell you.
And for no covers, and the drink prices are fair. They're market price. It's not like you're paying at a club. It's like you're paying at a bar.
I tell you, there was a couple of soldiers who were ready to go up to Kuwait.
Yeah.
I have never seen a group of people pander to another group of people in an audience so much as that every single comic spent their first minute and a half addressing the soldiers. Huh. Not that there was a problem with the soldiers. I just thought it was hilarious how easily they were trying to... every one of them was trying to draw material.
Hell
trying
yeah.
to draw time.
I mean, not for nothing. That's like instantly associable.
That's exactly what I was laughing at. It's like... I'd had more, I not to shit on, anybody in the service or anything, but I'd had more respect for a guy to be like, okay, thank you, okay. And then went out with this fucking...
I understand what you're saying. And soldiering is one of those things that, like, as somebody trying to write things, you either are a soldier or you're not. And then from there, you understand that you either understand that or you do not.
It worked out real nice because one of the comics down there, who was actually in the finals now, his name is Mike Berry, and he's on the ROCpodcast.com with our friend Vinny on not Shoot to Thrill, but the other one that Vinny does. I can't remember the name of it. Great plug, guys.
That was a good job. Good job. I don't know it either. That's great.
But Mike Berry, very funny. He's got a joke about being in the service because he was in the service.
Yeah.
So just for him, out of all the comics there, it worked out for him that there were a couple of service guys in the audience.
Yeah.
There were a couple of Army guys, and he's got an Army-Navy joke. So it worked out very well for him. But all in all, I had a great time. I try to keep myself busy during these harsh times. These depressing, horrible times that we find ourselves.
Is it because the Bills are doing terribly?
No, God, Mother Jesus, why did you even say anything, you bastard?
Now, I locked myself off of football once I heard that they lost because I didn't watch the Thursday night game.
The Great Black Hope.
Is he hurt again?
Yeah, he's really hurt.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We pulled up Thad Lewis from the practice squad to start in next week's game against Cincinnati.
How's he look?
We pulled.
We're not going to wait. We're going to that game, and we're not going to see EJ Manuel.
No, he'll be on the sidelines.
Oh my God, I am so pissed off.
Sorry, pal. Let me say it to you again, and maybe you can let all the words that I said sink into your thick skull. We pulled the quarterback from the practice squad up to start.
Right.
Over our second string.
Yeah. Probably a good choice. Have you seen our second string guy? He's
not great.
Yeah.
I tell you, he knows his X's and O's. That tool, he knows the game of football. I just don't think he's the athlete he needs to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
He's certainly not exciting to watch. Unless you're like the other team.
But he's a very tactical quarterback. I mean, he runs an offense. He really does. He doesn't have a hard time. He knows his way around the ball. He just he's not the athlete that we need. Especially in a pass-happy hybrid quarterback league. We don't need a fucking old-fashioned thinks he used to be a gunslinger without an arm. It's just not going to work. We need somebody who can run and throw the ball.
Were you beating up on Drew Bledsoe there?
Maybe, no. Beating up on a lot of old quarterbacks that come to Buffalo to die.
Oh, poor Buffalo quarterbacks.
Well,
for them.
But that's just my pontificating bullshit as a Buffalo Bills fan. I am no professional when it comes to analyzing sports.
Me too. Even less than you. I mean, you at least moonlight it as one.
Yeah, I try to pay attention. That's at least. But
I heard we lost, and I was like, sweet. I'm not watching football this week. I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. I wasn't. God damn it! I didn't catch all of the game because Thursday night was open mic night, so I've been trying to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was trying to watch the game and do all that, so I didn't catch play-by-play. But it was close. The score was close the whole game.
I'll give you the play-by-play. The Bills lost.
Yeah.
That's the play that matters.
And the Cleveland Browns are now 3-2, and the Buffalo Bills are now 2-3. Yeah. It was horrible.
So, sad day to be a Buffalo Bills fan. Saturday to be an American.
When are we going to find? Well, what are we going to do when we come back, Stace?
I think we're going to talk about some headlines.
Okay.
And then I think that we are going to maybe talk about
why it's a sad day to be an American.
About something that's missing from the headlines. I think
that's a good. Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point.
And And then we have robot bees and humans.
Holy hell! What?
Coexisting in the near future.
Robot humans? What?
Close out the show, but in between those two things, a fine interview with comedian Brian Bradley. So stick around for the rest of the show. Thanks for listening to Airwreck Radio.
A little monkey man was walking toward the city, and he smiles as he's traveling down the road. He only goes there with the shoes up on his feet, not thinking that he have a monkey of his own. But when he arrived there with this big old sight to see, well, he just looked around and climbed up in a tree. For he was scared of all the people passing by, and then he thought about how lonely it would be. And he said, I'm just a monkey man, can't you see that that is all I want to be? And if you look inside, I know that you will see that deep down now, you're just a monkey man like me.
Finally, a show for the people. Men of such sensitivity and caring.
And I'm sorry to any of our black listeners.
We have black listeners?
Men of such professionalism and style.
Clearly I fucked up.
That's what it looked like when you were in control.
Right, now shut up.
Men of integrity.
I was more worried about midget porn, but you have a good point about,
I was trying to be, to reach the broader audience than the...
I don't do that.
And men of courage.
You fucking kidding me?
Oh my god, we're terrible at this.
It can only be Airwreck Radio.
Checks that government still sends. Granny's last word is the law. That's what my mama said. That's what she said. And she ain't from Kentucky, she's Alabama born and bred. Plane and train were too expensive, even checked out freight. But it really didn't matter. 'cause that pickup that worked great. One deposit, no return, dodging cops and funeral parlors, so we could bury Granny down beneath the old rush hour burn. Nobody needs to know Granny's life came to an end, 'cause we still need those SS checks of government.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Man, did that seem like a longer break than usual?
Just a little bit longer, but we have drinking to do.
Do you want to communicate to our rec heads what exactly has gone on here?
Yeah, fucking tell them. Fuck them. Yeah.
So normally we make this show in about 18 hours in a single night.
or 5. We've done it in 5.
Or 5. Either way, it's a 2-hour show that we usually spend, exponential amounts of time on.
It's because we get really drunk when we do it.
And sometimes we wake up the next morning and we're like, boy, that show we made last night is garbage.
Whoa.
And then it's like, hey man, I think we should remake the show. And then it's like, yeah,
we're not doing the whole show. Fuck that.
No, so it's time for a fresh, spanking new, a little more polished than what you're never gonna hear. Headline news.
Headline news.
Corey, would you like to kick us off?
Oh, I got some I would like to call them doozies. I would like to come straight out of the gate, and I would like to call them doozies. I have
sure that you wouldn't rather call them doozies.
Doozies?
Yeah.
Like a turd?
Shitty headlines.
Like a drop. Oh, hey, that's actually a cute idea. Somebody write that down. Jesus Christ, he's a genius.
Jesus Christ was a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
But
Except that he did manage to get himself nailed to a cross at a young age, so maybe not that smart.
I think you might be smarter. In fact, you are now, I think, older than him.
Well, I certainly know more about the atom than Jesus Christ. I think that's pretty safe to say.
That's for damn sure.
I probably speak better English, too.
Human beings as general now absorb information at such a higher rate than our ancestors have just because of its availability that it's amazing. Amazing. But you lose a little bit of the natural edge.
Yeah.
The feeling.
Yeah.
The gut instincts. Headline news. Little fun things for you. You're out there in podcast land.
Yeah.
Coast Guard airdrops packages of blood to cruise ship in need. Blood on a boat.
Did that make a mess?
You would think that dropping liquid would be a problem.
I bet that they probably why did they, what? Can you get into that a little bit? Why were they doing that?
Approximately 4 a.m. on Sunday morning, the cruise ship Osterdam called the Coast Guard for help regarding a 70-year-old passenger who was being treated for an internal bleeding situation on ship by the onboard doctor. The cruise ship was more than a day away from port, but the patient needed a blood transfusion.
Oh, I see.
Immediately.
Got it.
So, it's not, more interesting. More interesting that it's not out of this world that would happen, but it's kind of funny that they dropped blood on a boat.
When you say the headline, I instantly picture
of course
a helicopter, like the way they put out fires with helicopters, like flying over and dumping at least ketchup packets full of blood or something, like blood packet size.
Wow,
packets.
That would be Wow, is that really what you thought?
That is exactly what I thought.
You've
it was
never
my first thought.
Okay, you played Mercenaries, right?
Yeah.
Since we were talking video games earlier or yesterday, in what part of the show? Whatever.
I don't know. Someday that maybe happened.
I'm leaving it in. I don't care. They come in. It comes out of a crate with a big parachute on it.
Yeah,
strapped
I
up,
understand
nice.
how it actually works. My mind had fun with it for a minute. It's like the instant I heard it, I was like, awesome.
You don't deserve any damn fun with it.
Like every time somebody says, "Man, it's raining cats and dogs out there," don't you just picture it for just a second, as though it were literally raining cats and dogs? It's like giant furry arguments in the sky.
What giant? Wow!
What a strange apocalypse that would be.
God committed suicide.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually possible.
Self-described God jumps from balcony. Bleeds just like everyone else.
Oh. So a guy was like, I'm God.
Quote, incident report. Murfreesboro police officer Carl Wilkins wrote that the 24-year-old Georgia man was covered in blood when he arrived on the scene. Wilkins said the man, who made strange utterances and had several cuts on his body, suddenly got up and jumped off the second-floor balcony.
Huh. Maybe he got hit by one of those blood packets on the ship.
Maybe got a little.
It made him disoriented.
Maybe got a little mouthy with a cop, and the cop jacked him out the fucking window a little bit.
I don't know. That seems like kind of a stretch.
I don't know. The guy's nut. Went after the cop. The cop was like, "Fuck you!" Pushed him. Over. No.
Yeah, I'm the police. Shit.
Went to whoop his ass, but he pushed him over the railing. Oh shit! He jumped. I don't know what to tell you.
I think that's kind of a leap, if you will.
But see, that's not a bad storyline. And if you take Blood on a Boat, which is a great title, you got half a movie right there.
Yeah. Blood on a boat.
And if you see some 8-legged furry giant fucking things doing some summer loving, just, hey man, don't judge, don't hate, don't be hating on people.
Tarantulas.
The summer of love, baby. Summer love. Tarantula mating season 2013. Lust-filled spiders come above ground and terrify everyone.
Hold on now. Wait, now. I think we're missing a very important joke. So the spider they're having a love fest and they come above ground, right? Like,
yeah.
How did you just run right past that?
I did. I stampeded right over it because I was more enticed with comma. Terrifies everyone.
Yeah, commas are that's sexy
commies?
Stuff.
Commas are communists?
Shut up.
Fucking Marx and his commas.
Yeah, the commas handbook.
Where's the story that I was going to read?
I don't know.
Males tarantulas mostly live underground in burrows, but during mating season, their lust brings them up to the outside world in search of females who are waiting in their own burrows.
This is the worst erotica ever.
So apparently,
it's like arachnerotica, and it's terrible.
So apparently, it's big this year, and they're calling it Tarantula Lovefest 2013.
That's
boom.
Who's they? Who is they?
I don't know. This jerk off.
This one guy that was like, I'm gonna watch some tarantulas.
Well,
fuck.
He got promoted to they now, didn't he? Good job, guy.
Yeah, I am they who must watch the spiders. Fuck.
I love watching dirty spiders.
Dirty spiders.
Dirty spiders. I love dirty spiders.
So, in California.
California,
the great Sunshine State, I believe. Is that Florida?
Well,
I don't
Florida
know.
is the Sunshine State.
The great city of
smog.
LA State.
Well, okay.
I don't isn't that what their license plates say?
Where all the movies and good podcasts come from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, New York has movies. Not Rochester, but, you know.
Oh, we did some Spider-Man action, baby.
Anyway, in California, breaking with Democrats in the state legislature, Governor Jerry Brown vetoed a bill on Monday that would have made California the first state to allow immigrants who are not citizens to serve on juries, saying that the responsibility should come only with citizenship.
This is a delicious story.
He says the responsibility of being a juror rests solely on citizens, and he's not wrong.
I think I agree. I don't know,
man. Let's look at the benefits here. If you can get illegal immigrants to serve on juries, you can have 2 court cases in one day. It'd be a great way to get them registered if they're stupid enough to show up. Because, I mean, seriously, what's the penalty as an illegal immigrant for skipping jury duty?
As ridiculous as an idea, it's ridiculous. as ridiculous as an idea that sounds, yeah, that's a good point. The immigrants are not showing up to the courthouse full of cops if they're illegals.
I don't disagree with this guy, but god damn it, man. Jury duty sucks, I think. I don't know. I've never been on one, but it seems like it sucks. It certainly seems like it affects your paycheck.
I don't qualify for jury duty.
No?
No, I'm automatic disqualification.
You're Canadian?
No, I'm an American citizen, sir.
Whatever.
Canadian. Felons in family. And my direct family. Lots of
Canadians. I mean, also Canadians. Not.
Only one of them is Canadian and a felon. Two.
Anyway. Canadians. I mean, we say immigrants and we think illegal immigrants, but this could be Canadians.
We should know. It said illegal immigrants, didn't it?
No. Allow immigrants who are not citizens.
Oh,
they could be here on a work pass. So,
see, I might have misunderstood that because I have a little different opinion there based on my own bias between illegal and legal immigrants.
Yeah. Care to expound?
I don't see why my grandfather, for example, who was a legal immigrant, he was a resident alien. He never became a full citizen, but he lived here legally, paid his taxes.
Resident alien would be an awesome name for a band.
Putting it out there to the band people, baby.
Same.
Pick that up and run with it.
Flip side.
Just
if you're thinking names a little played out, Resident Aliens, fresh.
It's nice and fresh, and you know what? Just make sure you say, you got the love from AirWreckRadio.
Yeah.
But being the grandchildren of immigrants, Canadian immigrants who were totally of sound mind and body to be able to vote or weigh in on a juror.
Yeah. Jury.
A jury.
Yes.
A juror. That kind of changes things. Now, I thought you were thinking illegal immigrants.
No.
Who don't pay their taxes and technically can't work, technically.
Well, hold on now. It's not fair to say illegal immigrants don't pay their taxes. They don't have taxes to pay.
Okay. Fair enough statement.
That's what makes them illegal.
That's an accurate statement. Those people are not my peers as far as I'm concerned, so no. I don't want them on the jury. But I don't know. But I'm also not. See, what a wish-washy bitch I am.
Yeah, pick one, dude.
I'm not totally upset with this guy's decision to say no, it can't happen either. Well, shit's the shit.
At least he's doing something.
My position on this topic is I'm a bitch. Next.
It's California, man. California is that state that wants to be fucking cool, they want to be America Prime, but they just keep tripping on their own dicks about it.
Ultra liberals.
Yeah, well, a little bit. But then they have conservatives that are we demand another vote because we didn't like the way the first vote went. And then they get out the vote and it fucking
goes exactly the same way again.
And everything turns around. No, look at fucking. They had to turn over their legalized marijuana, and they also had to.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the propositions?
Yeah. Yeah, because they had a vote, and the conservatives didn't like the way the vote went, and they demanded a revote. And I'm not saying that if it had gone the other way, the liberals wouldn't have demanded a revote. But
bullshit government fucking tactics.
When you revote and revote and revote like that, it's all just pandering. It's
bullshit government tactics.
Not exactly the way to do it. So I feel like we're leaving something out of the headlines tonight.
Out of the headlines.
I feel like there's something missing in a lot of the headlines.
Okay, well, we did this stupid goofy news thing, so that's checked.
Yeah, that's done.
We didn't have a really good fluff piece, a personal interest story or anything, so we're going to skip that section. That's checked off for the night.
We had a political story.
We had a political story.
Politics. There was a song that had me thinking about this. And it made me realize that it's not really in the headlines as much as I wish it was. What was that song?
I want to see the Constitution burn. I want to watch the White House overturn. I want to witness some blue blood bleed fucking red. Want to turn lead to KKK. Want to pull into the NRA. Yeah. Murder the government. Murder
Man, I love that song. That song doesn't
It's,
necessarily line for line relate with me, but
It's a catchy tune.
it relates a lot of what I've been seeing on Facebook lately.
Total just fed up, disgusted. What
For
are you trying to
anybody
say?
who's not aware,
Oh, tell us,
our
sir.
government,
Tell us.
Our government is putting on a show of being shut down, which is embarrassing to everybody involved.
Wait a minute. I like when you explain things to me. What you're telling me now is that the people that we look to for guidance,
The people that we elect for leadership,
protection, and security,
decision making.
the people who, for lack of a better term, balance commerce,
Yeah, sure. The people that run the government, the Congress,
and that
in
we
particular.
pay to do a specific job,
Yeah, we pay them a lot of money.
to do that job. Out of what now? How do we pay them? Like, is it like
we give them money in taxes, and then it turns into pay for them for doing a job.
taxes? Oh,
Yeah.
taxes. That's money out of your pocket, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I want to make
Yeah,
sure
we
that
pay
I'm
these
abreast
people.
of a story.
We're actually still paying them, though they shut down our government. So they have officially refused to allow the federal government, which they are supposed to run. They have refused to allow it to run until Obamacare gets defunded, which is absolutely absurd. Not that they want Obamacare defunded. They can want what they want. They're entitled to their opinion of wanting
You're
that.
allowed to ask for things.
But when I refuse to do my job, I expect to get fired.
Ah, yeah.
And
Sure do.
and if I refuse to do my job, it should be over more than just a pissy fit. This thing that your constituents just can't handle having happen, and it's just fucking public health care. It's not the greatest public health care ever, but it's a step.
It's not worth shutting down everything else over.
Mm-mm.
Now, mind you, there are more often than not there are government shutdowns throughout time. Well, here, throughout American history,
Oh, it's
there
happened
have been
before. Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
Most of the times, it goes completely documented, completely unpublicized. But they weren't, in the
96
middle of.
it happened. Newt Gingrich ran a congressional shutdown job in the Clinton administration.
It's never very rarely as big as this.
Yeah.
Publicity wise, and that's because, we just got done with the Syria thing, and now we got this whole debt ceiling thing.
That's a big fucking deal, by the way. That debt ceiling
is a huge
is a big
deal.
deal. And as soon as they get to, because that's like
I owe that dick $1. I said huge.
that's like on the you do like the 12th, which is soon, very soon. Is when it might be the 17th. I don't know, but it's fucking a soon.
Not
And
great. No.
What happens there is that's about the defaulting on loans. We're not going to borrow any more money. And when we say borrow money, like we say, we hear $16.7 billion or some number like that is the number that America owes. I found out who we owe it to. It's like $6 billion China, $10 billion the American people in bonds and shit like that. So, defaulting on bonds would result in just general badness. It would cost American people directly, whoever's got bonds invested for their retirement.
There's still a lot of standing war bonds from WW2 that are just triple in maturity.
Yeah.
That's a lot of those bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention our debt to China.
And they would default on that shit, and that would be just super, super bad.
God, would that crush us?
I'm not informed enough to know exactly how bad it would be in dollars and cents, but start at $16.7 billion and work from there. It might be $1 trillion, actually. Yeah.
Trillion.
Yeah, it's worse than billion.
Yeah. Let me tell you there's something that's working now, and I don't know the exact number, but I know for a fact that if everybody cashed in the war bonds today, there's not enough printed cash in the country to cover it.
No, absolutely not. That's.
No
I
way.
mean, it's
Never
run
happened.
that way. It's meant to run that way. Because it's never gonna. You assume it's never gonna happen, and honestly,
Nobody's
if it
ever
does
experienced
happen,
the war
it's
bonds
gonna
on
break it,
something.
even if the money's there.
Yeah, even we could pay it, it'd be the last dollar.
Right. Right.
Nobody would have paychecks.
And this is coming right the hell around the corner, and it is a big, massive, big deal. We've been operating in this country without a budget since 2009.
On pure credit.
Just
Like a teenage kid
Yeah.
with daddy's credit card,
It's
dude. It's insane.
insane.
It's out of this world, and then we keep paying people more money.
And yet, somehow, this Congress has managed to, though they're pissing money, has managed to only pass 119 bills in their term.
How many?
119.
Well, maybe that's not a bad thing.
The next smallest number, it is kind of a bad thing. They're there to legislate, and I know that we think that we don't need a million billion bylaws and shit, but we kind of
We
We
probably
kinda
could
do.
use some less legislation.
I agree that there is a lot of bunk filler legislation out there, and a simplified legal code overall would probably be beneficial. But I bet a lawyer would be willing to explain to you how even a simplified legal code is still very, very complicated.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
For a nation as big and as powerful as ours, with as many diverse cultures and attitudes, yeah.
The next number, the next least active Congress, 313. That's not entirely true. It was 119 and it might have been 313. I don't know. It was 3 times as many as the important number here, and that's the next least active Congress in U.S. history. On average, it's a considerably bigger number than that. It's on the order of 1,000, I think.
I mean, it is. You're right. It is a demonstration of just the obstructionism.
Their inability to do anything.
Well, obstructionism, not inability, unwillingness.
Yeah, they're not.
There's difference.
I like to say that we do need less laws, but we don't pay them all this money to not do anything.
We don't pay them to not make laws because they don't want to.
Right.
We want them to make wise decisions as to the laws that are made and not made.
Right. Which they don't do because they only work 2 years at a time, guaranteed. Do you know what they make per year? This is in Congress.
I'm assuming that you would, based on your longevity in Congress, your base pay would change.
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm.
The seat to seat?
Seat to seat. Unless you're a Senate a majority leader or a
higher seat.
yeah. If your seat's higher, there's a pay differential. But
That makes sense.
walking in the door.
Get a job, you get a raise, when you get a promotion.
Walking.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark of $100,000.
You're in the ballpark, but low.
Huh.
$174,000
Wow.
per year, and that is just for having a seat.
Times 500 something.
200 senators, 512 House of Representatives.
512 representatives.
I think so. I might be wrong.
And I knew it was 5 something for the representatives.
I think it's 5 something.
And that's base pay for both Senate and
Yeah.
House of Representatives. Okay.
Don't bother doing the math on the payroll because it's not. That's listen, that's just for having the seat. Put these motherfuckers on a commission.
Or a committee.
A committee, yeah. And they get a commission for being on a committee.
And don't worry, by the time you got the math done,
Yeah.
figuring out the committees and stuff, it'd be next year they'd have given themselves a raise.
And somebody would still buy $1 million hammer. I mean, they got a raise this year.
They get a raise every year.
They were on a price freeze for since 2010. But they got a raise this year. Good for them. They got a raise this year and they shut down the government.
Do you know who gets to vote on whether they get their raise every year? Or whenever it's available?
The POTUS.
Them.
Yeah. Well, them too. Yeah.
Yeah, the House of Representatives and the Senate vote on their rent.
The president has the right to veto that vote. Like every vote. But he let it go this year. He was like, whatever, guys.
No,
here's some more money.
you would be a moron from the presidential standpoint.
Why?
because you'll never ever get anything passed ever with the Democrats. The Democrats would be mad at you, let alone the Republicans.
Oh, I don't think.
You would be a
They've
moron.
Corey, they've been on a price freeze. They've been on a wage freeze since 2010. They haven't gotten a raise in years.
Yeah, that was a capital agreement. That wasn't a presidential veto.
I don't know the history of it. And I'm not going to pretend I do, so. You might be right. I don't know. But they haven't had a pay raise. And this year they got a fucking pay raise. And then they shut down the government. Excuse me? Here's your raise. All right, well, hey, man, we're going to go ahead and not govern for a while we bicker over something that's completely unrelated to passing a budget. It's all campaign dancing. It's all fucking hip hop to these guys.
It's not even campaign dancing, because all that's happening is the Republicans and the Democrats are hurting themselves. Both are hurting themselves. Because the Republicans think the Democrats are freaking acting like jagoffs, and the opposite is true to the other side.
If you had a very strong opinion about Obamacare one way or the other, you would expect to see them stand their ground. Whichever way you agreed with, you would be...
Conversationally. Yeah, well, yeah. And you think the other side was a freaking moron.
And, we're all about these red lines lately. Well, somebody drew a red line in the sand and said, oh, the Obamacare doesn't get defunded. Well, we're shutting down the government.
Screw you and your red line. This is a conversational government.
That's how we run the government these days. That's how our government runs itself
these
days. It's by drawing red lines.
That's how children run themselves.
Go ahead and hit me right here.
That's how children run themselves. Stomping up and down, screaming, throwing fits, and crying.
Some of these people have been in office since we were children.
When did Strom Thurmond retire? Damn. God, I wish we could look that up. I mean, he was 100 years old 30 years ago. I
didn't look him up. He was not my choice.
Strom Thurmond from deep south.
I went with John McCain.
I think he was a Confederate general.
My history doesn't go. I'm not that deep into it. I just don't.
That was a joke. There's no way he was a Confederate
I can't argue it. I'm sorry. I went with John McCain when I researched, just because I figured, he's been around a long, long time. He was old when he was running for president in 2008. He's got to be even older now, by at least 5 years. How old do you think John McCain is?
Oh, Johnny Boy's got to be 60-something years old.
Take another crack at it.
Your silence says 70-something years old?
77 years old. John
Holy
McCain
hell!
Now, 77 years old sounds old, but when you put it in perspective the way I put it in perspective, I think it sounds a little older. When John McCain was born, they were still calling World War I the Great War. There wasn't a World War II yet. When World War II ended, John McCain was 9 years old. That's fucking old, man. I mean, think about.
What year was it? What year was McCain born?
1936, I think. But I will make sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're a little bit younger than my grandfather.
August 29th, 1936.
I was interested in that because I looked up the Strom Thurmond information to just slide in there on you.
Okay.
Because he's another one. He might be a better example too. Because
is he still in government?
No,
yeah.
He died 10 years ago.
Well, then he's not really a great example for people that need to get out of the way, because he already did.
James Strom Thurmond was an American politician who served for 48 years as a United States senator.
Wow, that's a long time.
Born December 5th, 1902. Died June 26th, 2003.
I retract my previous
He
statement.
lived for 101 years.
Man, that dude was a representative for a long time.
48 years, and he was at South Carolina. He was this close to being a Confederate general.
Yeah, I bet that his father was in the Confederate Army.
I mean, he ran for president in 48, right after World War II. He ran and lost for president in 48 after World War II.
Yeah.
What? And I know who he is.
John McCain was not old enough to vote in that election.
Yeah, wow.
It's close.
But he's the new one. I mean,
close.
he's spry for 77 years old, baby.
He's been a representative since 1982. He in 1982 became a House of Representatives representative. They should change the name of that to something else.
House of Representatives?
Yeah. Or give them a name like representative.
Well, you couldn't use the
representer.
you
Yo, I
couldn't use
represent
the acronym, or not the acronym, the
Or
yeah.
yeah.
People would have way too much fun with that.
So in 82 he was representative, and then in 86 he went on to be a senator, which he has been since. 31 years. That is 1 year less than I've been alive. This guy's been representing the state of Arizona. Isn't there a chance that there's somebody a little more hip? Maybe.
Hip replacement? What?
Yeah. Isn't there somebody else who can have a crack at that job? I mean, just
anybody?
It's a 2-year
Anybody wanna go
thing.
to try?
Just 2 years. You're in, you're out. Get another guy in for 2 years.
I've said it before, dude. Congress and the Senate should be made up of normal people who do this as a part-time job.
Yeah, we should vote on our phones.
And much more popular election-based, especially with today's easy modern technology, and the less need for polling
They
situations.
say it's not secure enough, and I'm like, I do my banking on a phone.
Maybe but you know what? For the presidential election, maybe it's not.
Why not?
But for Proposition 12 of your local government, it's fine.
Honestly, less secure than paper?
No way, because they've been cheating
way.
and voting for
Yeah.
ever and ever and ever
Yeah.
and ever.
On
Probably
a positive note, on the government shutdown, I'd like to move off of the subject. I think
Are you sure?
I believe.
Okay.
On a positive note, my wife sent me a cute little snippet of a story. It's a positive government story she shared on Facebook, and so did I. A couple donated $10 million in emergency funds to keep Head Start program going during the shutdown. They said, "We believe that it is especially unfair that young children from underprivileged communities and working families pay the price for legislators' collective failures." These people said a mouthful in a quotable. That was a difficult quotable to get through.
Yeah, buddy.
So anyway, super rich folks, a nice-looking young couple, donated a ton of money, assuming that they're the couple in the picture.
Watch it be a stock photo from a photo frame of just an attractive young couple.
It's a Facebook news story. It could be complete horse shit altogether. Who knows? I don't know. But it's a cute story. They were like, oh, government shutdown. We got to keep Head Start going. And they gave $10 million. I don't know how long it's going to keep Head Start going.
Yeah.
But amen to them.
Once they pay off the administration fees, it'll be gone.
Their tax break on $10 million. I don't know. We need a money lawyer to help us understand.
No, see, once you get into those big numbers, dude, it's really complicated.
You can't even comprehend it. It's like trying to picture space.
The final frontier.
It's big.
How much space in space is there?
All of it.
Uh-huh.
Also none of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, folks, that's been Headline News.
Thank you for joining us on Airwreck Radio. It is time for us to run away to break. You got anything to add?
No.
Oh, okay. I usually.
It's funny. I'll be mid-sentence, and you'll hit that button thinking I'm out of words. But when you have the last word, you're like...
I just want to make sure
you're waiting for me to start talking, so you'd be like...
I want to make sure you're properly represented. I don't want to hear any fucking whining from an Irishman. Anyways, thank you for joining us on Airwreck Radio. Please make sure that you check us out for the Best of Rochester 2013 podcast line 76.
Fuck that. Make sure you check us out and share us on Facebook.
Oh, yes, we do need Facebook love, too.
Tell people about us, please.
We have 189 likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
I do know that.
We need 11 more likes.
We need 11 million more likes.
But we need 11 more to hit 200 and feel like a big boy.
To talk smack at
So,
folks, to
get
tell
those.
people about us.
Yeah, get
We
us
used
your
to
one.
beg you a lot about this, and then we kind of got too big for the room or something. I don't know.
No, lazy. Lazy's the
might have been
answer.
it. I don't know. We had too many things to plug or something. But tell folks about us. You like what we're saying? Tell folks about us.
we
You
do.
don't like what we're saying? Tell folks about us.
We need publicity. Thank you for joining us on Airwreck Radio.
Your GPS run out of battery. First world problem. Got to wake up Saturday. First world problem. You just delayed the honeymoon. First world problem. Pledge season's coming soon. First world problem. Half your friend list is spam accounts. First world problem. And your center channel speakers out. First world problem. Your center channel speakers out. I can hear that it's not on. Muffy, my hair regrowth cream is mostly ineffective, and I'm struggling to keep this in perspective. But I feel like a massive injustice occurred. Says regrows hair on the two in the words. In the third or maybe a quarter of all users. I must have got swindled. Is it a fault of whose is? Ooh, Muffy, I had all the servants tortured. Did you keep them on retainer? Did you got some more on order? Cause I can't comb my hair on my own no more. I got accustomed to the lifestyle, sniffed upon the spore, and it molded up my innards, made the blood turn blue. Muffy, there's a revolution. What can it do? Misplaced the Ambien. First world problem. Left a participle dangling. First world problem. You're scheduling your root canal. First world problem. Your grad schooling had no rationale. First world problem. You didn't like your appetizer. First world problem. Your yacht got capsized. First world problem. Your yacht got capsized. The first world problem that you have with your yacht.
The living conditions of the American masses, that's you, are swiftly deteriorating. Our generation is going through the final convulsions of the dying world of capitalism. That's what it says here. And if you don't believe that pamphlet, try this one.
While our capitalism is in a minor kerfuffle, you have to hustle before the fates come reshuffle. Rustle up another couple grievances and air 'em. You can laugh about it later, maybe. Needed all the sparing for the moment, though. You ordered half-calf, didn't get it. There was no TV set when you jetted. Internet resetted itself just as I was in the middle of tournament play, and so I suffered from transmittal interruption. Completely ruined my day. MC Frontalot's a jackass, all I'm trying to say. People buy CDs in these days of disaster, so poor me, I have to be a professional rapper. Have some sympathy. No bubbles in the soda cup. First world problem. App crashed when you load it up. First world problem. Phone's OS is out of date. First world problem. Colors won't calibrate. First world problem. They never stock the snack you want. First world problem. Caught herpes from a celebutant. First world problem. You caught herpes from a celebutant. That magnificent creature. Got wall hacked in PvP. First world problem. Oh no, HD DVD. First world problem. Pixels aren't perfect square. First world problem. Your favorite rapper isn't debonair. First world problem. You own too many underwear. First world problem. And you're not much of a millionaire. First world problem. Not much of a millionaire in the first world.
Hey guys, it's Stacy from AirWreckRadio. A lot of times on this show, we scream and yell and piss and moan about getting out there and making a difference and getting your voice heard. And we've never really told you how to do that before. So here I am today to tell you how to get a hold of your senators for New York, Kristen Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer. For Kristen Gillibrand, you can send mail to 478 Russell Senate Office Building, Washington, D.C. 20510. Or you can call at 202-224-4451. If, like everybody else, you want to use the internet, www.gillibrand.senate.gov/contact.
Contact these people and tell them that you want them to quit their jobs.
We're going to need to tell them how to contact Chuck Schumer, too. 322 Hart Senate Office Building, Washington, D.C., 20510 to send Chuck Schumer a mail. Maybe some flowers. 202-224-6542 to give him a buzz. Or you can email him www.schumer.senate.gov/contact/contact_Chuck CFM.
Airwreck Radio does not condone or endorse sending anything in the mail besides paper and pen.
That's a good point, yeah. Why would you send the pen?
Ink, I guess.
So that's been our PSA about how to get a hold of folks.
We're coming, America. When I'm stuck here all alone.
These are the Airwreck Radio interviews.
Thank you for joining us on Airwreck Radio. We have a very special guest on the phone for another Airwreck interview. He is a very talented comedian and improvisational actor named Brian Bradley. How you doing tonight, Brian?
I'm doing great, guys.
Thanks for calling into our little show here. We're super excited to have you. We love having comedians.
Awesome.
So to get started, how do you describe your comedy? Because I've heard some reviews, and I want to hear from the horse's mouth how you describe what you do.
Well, it depends on the environment, but in my favorite environment would be it's a nice intimate club setting where I don't go up with any prepared material and just slowly work the crowd into where I'm tying everyone together, and it's an improvisational event. And by the end, if I can find a way to tie it up with a little bow and go, well, that's it. And people are just at the end, they're like, what just happened? What the hell was that? You know.
Well, that's the.
And I'll sometimes assign roles to people in the audience. I'll actually give them a role. I mean, and they'll play along. They'll improvise along. Once they realize they're part of something that's being made up, they get into it and they realize this is all about them, and it's never going to be repeated. So they get into the whole spirit of it.
So you don't go on stage with anything prepared, or do you have like a rough idea of what you're going to do?
It really depends on the crowd. You know, I stand on the side and I look at how they get the feel of their energy and see if they seem playful, and I can spot some people. I've learned how to pick people out that I think will be playful.
So you can decide last minute whether you're going to do your regular stand-up choreographed routine, or you're going to try to break off and do some improv and just kind of have fun with it. That's an amazing talent. A lot of guys out there who I see can't improv at all, let alone well enough that they can go, well, I'll do it tonight. Tomorrow night, maybe not tonight, I'm going to do it. That's a pretty amazing talent.
It seems scary. It seems like that must have been hard for you the first time you did it.
It is. It is. You know, I came from an improv background, and all of my stand-up came out of improvising on stage. I had the great opportunity to have lots of stage time at the Comedy Store back in the old days.
Oh, really?
At MC shows, and yeah, back then you could do maybe 4 nights a week, and now you're lucky if you get 3 minutes every 3 months.
I was going to find, do you do more club work, or do you do like a lot of corporate gigs? And I know you were just doing a cruise. Do you do a lot of cruise work?
You know, the way my career is going these days, I had a lapse where I had a full-time job working at Disney doing improv.
Oh,
at a great little improv club in an area called Pleasure Island. It was nightclubs for adults, and we had this amazing theater and a free reign to do whatever we wanted. And it was a great gig it was a comedy gig where I went home at night, and I had health insurance and paid vacation. Man. It was crazy.
That's pretty cushy for a comedy gig.
Yeah, that's
yeah. So I rode that one out, and then when that venue closed, I kind of had gotten out of touch with a lot of the clubs I worked, and a friend of mine said, "Well, how come you're not doing cruise ships?" And I said, "I forgot they were there. I just forgot that was an option." They pay 3 times as more than a comedy club.
Really?
And sometimes you work only 1 night a week.
Do you get all the benefits of being on a cruise ship?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
People think, all my friends want to think that I'm down in the engine room and, sleeping in a hammock with the crew. But you ride like a passenger. It's
the cruise ship has a comic condo.
Yeah, you know about the comedy condos. You obviously know how the hell the comedy condos can be.
Yeah, I'm not a comedian myself, but I am a comedy file, and I spent a lot of time listening to comics, not their routines, interviews, and listening to them talk, and who they are. That was one of the things that got me into interviewing.
It sounds like a potentially hellish lifestyle.
I hear a lot of guys. Speaking of hellish lifestyle, I hear a lot of guys don't like the cruise ships. Now, why do you think that is?
My first guess is that you're isolated. You spend a lot of time alone.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And the other crew members, they're working. And you might be able to hang out with a few people at night in the crew bar, but it is a lot of time. You know, if I work a cruise and I'm only working one night a week, you're out there for a week or two with a whole lot of free time and nothing to do.
Do they allow you for you to bring like a +1 or anything like that?
You can, and many times.
All right.
But then you have to sit back and go, who can I share a cabin with for a week and not want to kill them?
I'm married, and I don't know one person I would share a cabin with for a week.
Yeah, that list got drastically cut to zero.
Yeah. So, grew up in Florida?
Grew up in Florida, moved out to Los Angeles after college, and pursued comedy, improv, and acting. And eventually started making my living at all three. And somewhere down the road, I got cast in a Broadway show that took me to New York City. And then when that closed, it kind of coincided with my father's failing health, and I moved back to Florida to take care of him. And then after he passed away, I got the job at Disney. I never thought I'd wind up back in Orlando.
Yeah, that's full circle right there.
And I know saying you do improv at Disney sounds awful, but they really gave us whatever we wanted.
Well, yeah.
And it was like, we had it better than Second City, honestly. We had an equity contract and a Disney, but imagine doing improv with a Disney budget behind you, state-of-the-art sound and lights and costumes, and it was crazy.
And I hear they're always on a positive creative force. But the funny, it's just as soon as you say improv at Disney, you immediately go to the goofy characters with the big heads.
No.
Yeah, I think the thing to keep in mind is that Disney has a ton of adult entertainment. Like, not like adult entertainment, but entertainment for adult people.
Now, I want to go back to a question you asked, something you said earlier, and I had another question that you said you after college you went to L.A. and then you caught a Broadway show that brought you to New York.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask what the show was?
It was the musical Grease.
Oh, okay. See, that's a high-profile thing.
Definitely a name to recognize.
Yeah, it's a notch on the old resume. And it was on Broadway.
That was the greatest gig I ever had. That was 4 years, and it was a blast.
Oh,
and
4 years too.
They hired me to. I did a half-hour pre-curtain show as the DJ, Vince Fontaine, who hosts the prom. But when the theater doors opened, Vince Fontaine's on stage conducting a live sock hop. So they wanted a comic who knew how to work a room and get people yelling and screaming and dancing in the aisles and carrying on. And so it expanded the role considerably. And I had my own little half-hour one-man show with the audience every night.
That's
that
funny.
Fun. That's got to be a blast to do. Probably nerve-wracking.
It was fun,
but a blast.
That's got to be fun, experiencing it and trying to catch on. What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to find my seat. What's going on? What am I missing? And then you get it. That's a cute bit.
Oh, they dug it right away. They got it. You know, sometimes they'd be walking to their seats and I'd have them limbo down the aisle. You know, and eventually we had a big dance contest on the stage, and once word spread, people showed up in costumes, and then they were all dressed up like the 50s. It was a blast.
Have you? I got a kind of an awkward question. I recently had the opportunity to see a comic bomb. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone up and just sucked it up like terrible?
You know, maybe a couple times early on, but I had the comfort of just being able to play with the crowd at the Comedy Store. The only time I bombed, and it was only a few years ago, it was not a show, it was a showcase for the cruise industry. And they filled the audience with cranky old people from North Miami Beach at 2 PM.
Awesome.
With their hanging chads.
They they were complaining about the sound levels during sound check when they were in the lobby.
I can't hear you.
Morty, I can't hear you.
No, they're too loud. It's too loud.
Somebody turn these comedians down. That sucks.
And so I followed a loud band, and they were all pissy, and I don't know what happened, but I've never bombed so badly in my life. And it was mortifying.
I imagine.
And that, thank God it was not a professional show, but I was showcasing in front of the cruise industry, but I'm working nonstop on cruise ships.
Now, I know you went to University of Florida, right?
I did.
Did you go for acting, theater, or did you go for something else?
No, I majored in theater.
So you like, how long did you know that you wanted to be on stage in front of people?
From the age of 4.
That's when the egg cracked and you were like, that's it, that's what I'm doing, I'm a performer?
Whatever. Just one of my earliest memories was that I wanted to be a performer, yeah.
So your earliest on stage time was probably like grade school then, huh?
No. Most comedians, I'm sure you found this out, are loners and shy, and they're the ones that don't fit in. So I was not.
So you weren't.
Nobody knew what I wanted to do until college. I laid low. I was the loner, and the outsider.
Before we let you go, I got one more question. Do you ever come out this way?
I did the Rochester Funny Bone. God, it must have been, who knows, 87, 88. I don't know. It was a really long time ago.
Very regularly.
And it was in the summer, and it was beautiful. We went to Niagara Falls. That's all I remember that. But I have not been up there in a long time.
Do you have any?
What's now?
Well, I was going to say, do you have any projects or anything that you're working on that you want to let people know about? Do you do any
No.
Do you have any club acts or any bookings coming up that people can go see, or is it all cruise stuff for the near future?
I'm booked through February and mostly Holland America cruise ships, and I got a gig coming up in Tucson in February. But you're in Rochester. That's a whole different world away.
That's quite a drive to Arizona.
That's one of the great things about being podcasting is we're in Rochester, but we're on the internet. We're international.
All right.
Maybe.
If you're in the Caribbean and you're on Holland America, look for me. That's about it for the holidays.
All right.
Yeah. If you wanna see Brian, you're gonna have to take your ass on up to a cruise ship and get on and enjoy yourself.
I gotta say, the winter is the perfect time to get the hell out of Dodge and go cruise shipping.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, I meet a lot of Canadians and people from upstate New York who they can't take it, and I don't blame you, man. It's too damn cold.
It's true.
That it is. I don't know why we live here. Oh, because there's no natural disasters here.
That's true.
Why.
We don't have earthquakes or tornadoes and things like that.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us, Brian. I've had a great time talking to you. You've been a super sport answering all of our questions.
Thanks, guys. Nice talking to you.
And we hope to talk to you again in the future sometime.
All right.
Thanks, Brian.
Enjoy your cruise. All right, and that was our interview with Brian Bradley. Stick around, and we're going to have some more show for you coming up.
I told you once before.
Sticking around and joining us on Airwreck Radio. This is day 2.
Day 2
of Airwreck Radio, episode 22. See, we did it on purpose.
Oh, look at that! It's
alliteration,
it's irony, sort of.
Is alliteration with numbers?
I don't know. I think alliteration is when you can't read. I'm illiterate, man.
Since I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5, or the Grand Theft Auto series, has convinced me that I can almost see where some people are affected by video games.
I'm telling you, it's a little more realistic than it's ever been before, and I started but I remember feeling this way about San Andreas too. I remember the first time I sat down and played San Andreas, I was like, man, this shit's so fucking realistic, you know, And I remember especially the first time I played Grand Theft Auto 3. I sat down and I played it for a fucking week, maybe 2. I was unemployed, but I wasn't unemployed. I just was between employments. I had left a job and had time.
Was waiting for the next job to start.
But I knew my next job was starting, you know, and it was when Grand Theft Auto 3 was the shit. My roommate had borrowed somebody's PlayStation 2 and we played the fuck out of that game. And then I remember the first time I got in a car after I played that game.
Yeah.
And it was I reacted as much as after I watched The Matrix and then drove home. It was,
it's kind of the amount of input is kind of a visceral thing.
It has potential to bring something out of you.
I'm a grown man. Again, I consider myself a rational. I mean, I'm a little screamy. I'm a little hot-tempered, but I consider myself a rational human being.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say that you're not an irrational human being.
I want to steal cars. I swear to God, I
have no.
I want to know how fast that car goes. I have a hard time not stepping one foot on the brake and the other on the gas in order to make a sharp turn.
See, now, I ride a motorcycle in that game, and I absolutely behave like I don't fucking care at all. But I don't feel like when I get on my motorcycle, I don't feel like that at all. But I hear the plots in this video game, and I enact these heists and shit, and I'm like, man, they really make this shit seem approachable.
No, you want the $100,000 bank score.
Yeah, doing scores, man. It doesn't help that I watched fucking, oh, fuck. What was that movie that we watched this week? Parker. With Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
Statham. That's very German.
Statham.
It's Jason Statham.
Statham.
Was in this movie, and luckily I have the privilege of living with 2 girls, and they were like, "Oh, he's sexy," and I was like, "Cool, he's in an action movie. Let's watch it."
He's in an action movie. That's all he fucking does.
I know, and he's always the same character. I don't know why he wasn't Agent 47.
I like Statham.
Why wasn't he 47 though? In the Hitman movie, why wasn't the Hitman movie written around Jason Statham as Agent 47?
Oh, as 47? But I didn't dislike what's his name.
I didn't dislike that movie either, but I really, really thought that should have been a Jason Statham movie.
I think Jason Statham's got too much fucking personality for 47.
I think he can dry it up, man. He was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Guns. And nobody even remembers him.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
No, what?
It might not be true. Somebody that looked like him might have been in it. I don't know. I haven't seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels in a while. It's the kind of movie he would have been a hired gun in.
He was probably 17 and in England when that movie came out.
Yeah. So anyway, something about playing fucking GTA 5 makes me want to knock over fucking liquor stores and gas stations.
Dano, that was me. You wanted bank heists. I wanted.
No, you wanted to do burnouts.
I wanted to do burnouts and steal cars and rob hookers.
It makes me want to do like liquor store jobs, but that's so fucking stupid.
Do you know what I've been spending the last fucking couple hours with Trevor that I've played?
Yeah.
Either doing his rampage missions because I love them, or picking up hookers, having them blow me, and then killing them.
You gotta go for the whole $100, man.
No, because they fucking if you're not careful, a lot of them fucking you only pick up like $57 after you spend $100.
Here's a tip I picked up from the internet. If you want to fix your car for less than $40 or for $40, like say you have your car and it's all dinged up and get your car
spend
repaired.
$400.
Yeah, it's expensive to get your car fixed.
Well, it's expensive as dying, but
no, $5,000 for dying. But it beats getting wasted because then you are getting busted because then you lose your guns. You know how many times I've gotten busted in that game?
Never. I've not gotten busted. No, I always die.
And I was like, wait, they took all my guns? I am never getting busted again.
You know, you go to the hospital, they give you your guns back.
I do death by cop if it comes to that. You ain't taking me alive, copper. I need my guns. The hospital gives them back.
Every one of my guys has a steady supply of explosives of some sort. One guy's got grenades, one guy's got sticky bombs, and the third guy's got Michael's got grenades.
Carry all three.
Michael's got grenades. Franklin's got sticky bombs, and Trevor's got the grenade launcher.
Each one of them can carry all three.
I know.
Okay.
I just keep one explosive.
Like it. Okay, I get it.
I like to have one explosive with one guy at all times.
So if killing the prostitutes gets to you in this game, because killing people is a little violent in this game, like more than usual.
Do you know how many times I knocked a prostitute, I knocked a hooer the fuck out. She blew me, she got out of the car, I punched her in the back of the fucking head, she hit the ground, I pulled out the jerry can and poured gas on her unconscious body and lit her on fire.
You are a particularly awful person. I hadn't even thought of that, but now that I have thought of it, I know at least one of my guys has the jerry can.
Yes, it's Trevor.
That's terrible. That thought hadn't even crossed my mind. I literally tried to make a gas line from a gas station.
Oh, I got that one figured out too, pal.
And the can, it didn't burn far enough. It was totally failed. Fail city right there. Didn't happen.
You know, you got to.
I went too far away.
It evaporates.
Yeah, apparently.
First off, at every gas station you'll find a jerry can. You hit it with the sniper rifle. Boom.
You got to knock over the gas station first.
Second of all, what I do with any of my characters is I pull into the gas station with whatever car I have. I affix a sticky bomb to the front of the car at the gas pump.
This is a good move. This is a move from the game Mercenaries.
No, not this one.
Oh.
I just affix it to the front of the car and walk away. And I walk to the other side of the fucking block, and I turn around, and I get my camera out of my cell phone, and I explode that bitch.
Wait, you can operate the camera while exploding a bomb?
Yeah, because it's just over, and then then it's just I get the cell phone up, then I explode the bomb, then I go to the camera.
Oh, I see.
And take pictures.
You can't do it while the camera's up.
No, you got to do it right before.
Pretty fucking awesome.
To get the actual, yeah. But if you're quick, you can get some good shots.
So anyway,
the Mercenaries one's a fun one too.
If murdering hookers to get your money back begins to defile you because you feel like I'm not even doing anything productive here, I'm paying them $100 and then murdering them and getting $103 back. It's a pretty sad existence, but you know we all do it as Grand Theft Auto. It's a lot.
That's how I'm building Trevor's fortune back up.
You can go to a strip club and get a stripper to take you home for $40.
Uh-huh.
And
I spent way more than that.
When you leave, your car will be fixed. If you drive them in.
I love that wonderful little glitch. Every time you redo a mission, your car's fixed.
So you take them to their house in your busted car, and then you come out, and your car's all fixed.
Genius shit happened to me today. I got done with the mission. I don't remember what mission it was, and here comes a bus. I haven't stolen a bus yet.
Oh, I definitely stolen bus.
Pull out the pistol with the silencer, point it directly at the driver.
That's a dangerous move. You get run over a lot.
Sometimes they don't stop. He starts to speed up. Pooh! I pop the driver. He pulls it veers to the side. The bus smashes into a fucking building and explodes. It was a bus full of
awesome. It's so terrible, but it's so awesome. It's so satisfying.
I was like, holy shit, I didn't mean for that. And I started running.
You were like, I just wanted the bus. I didn't have the bus driver and all his passengers. It's sad when you stop and think about it.
Oh my god, was that fun when I watched that bus? Holy shit, I'm out of here, dude.
Yeah. I've had a couple of moments like that. I've had a lot of times where, like, I've tried to pull the headshot off, but instead got run over and died. But I've had a lot of times where I've gotten pretty good at getting that headshot on the driver that's charged.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
That's a survival instinct you learn.
And in the cars, if you hit it at just the right angle, they always flip over the other way, like just past you, like it's in an action flick.
Yeah. I've been working on my driving and shooting, because that shit is hard as
fuck. No matter what.
But you know what?
Grand Theft Auto you play.
It should be hard as fuck, because that's how
it would be hard as fuck to get that done, I would imagine. Probably easier than the video game.
There's something so inherently sick about this conversation and this game. But it's not sick, because I think it keeps a lot of people's fucking messed up shit.
For me and you, it keeps all the messed up shit down. For some fucking people, it's where the messed up shit comes from, dude.
Yeah, I think that might actually be true.
Some people shouldn't be allowed to play shit like this. Like, me and you can keep it under fucking control.
Yeah.
It actually probably helps us vent some of that fucking savagery.
You know who shouldn't be allowed to play this? 8-year-olds.
Well, you're right. Absolutely.
There's a lot of 8-year-olds playing this fucking game. That shit is scurry, dude.
I listen to a lot of Rogan, and Rogan's got some fucking points, like how Germans are not the same people as other people. German people are not. Their ancestry is not the same.
It's not.
Our
not the same.
ancestry, even though you're Irish and I'm English, judging by our physical makeups, our ancestry is probably a little more Germanic than, let's say, Asian or
right. Yeah, obviously.
They're savage.
Wait, hold on now.
People.
Wait, whoa. Obviously, the Germanic race is considerably closer to England or Ireland than the Asian races.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you got it for guys like us. It helps get that savage, that beast out of you. But for the people that don't have that in them already, you're fucking implanting a seed with this shit, dude.
Hey, you got a little barbarian in
You're putting barbarian in people that didn't have it. Exactly, dude. Fucking steps people fucking type shit. But you're putting it in people that weren't ready for it. You couldn't handle it. That's the programming that it gives.
I think it really comes down to the fact that there are 7 billion people crammed onto this planet right now. And
I don't like the word crammed. I don't like the word crammed.
Well, you know what? A lot of them aren't crammed. But I would say that this is an on-research point, but I would say that 35% is probably in the ballpark it's probably on the light end of the ballpark of people who aren't particularly crammed, people who live in suburbs and more spacious areas than that. I would say that 35% of the world's population probably lives at the crowdedness level of you or me.
But that's a choice thing. We choose to live in numbers. We do. Even for human beings, even in their most scattest point, around for the most populations work with the most dense in the middle, and then you kind of get scattering about as you go, less density as you go further away from the middle of a centralized area.
I don't think it's the choice that you think it is. I mean, it is a choice. You certainly have the option of leaving a place, but
that's why it works
when you look
universally.
At the numbers, so many people don't because it's where they are. It's what their normal is.
But people have done it. Civilizations have built themselves that way since the beginning of time.
Sure, you spread outwards from business centers.
You start You start as a commercial center and you work your way out.
Or agricultural centers in days of yore. You start from that and move out.
And there's safety in numbers, and human beings like to be with things that they understand. This planet's got way more room and resources than we give it credit for.
Yeah,
it's us that burns things, literally, and necessarily that's going to fuck us, not the lack of resources on this rock. No way. Do you know how much farmable, unfarmed land there is, dude? Do you know, with our scientific abilities nowadays, do you know with genetic engineering, and I'm not even talking space age shit. It's not space age shit. Genetic engineering in vegetables is not space age shit. But it's not fancy. I mean, it's just crossbreeding. People have been doing this fucking pot for thousands of years.
People have been doing it with tomatoes for thousands of years.
Exactly. We can grow vegetables the size of your head.
That's not very impressive if we're talking about the vegetable watermelon.
Or pumpkin.
Thank you for... that's still a gourd. Both of those things are gourds.
No, yeah. Whatever. But a tomato the size of your head, fucking impressive.
Still a fruit.
Yeah, fuck.
A cucumber.
Not shaped correctly. Fuck.
A bean pod?
No.
A pea.
Yes, okay.
A pea. A pea.
A potato.
The size of one's head
is a root.
It's a tuber. Yeah, vegetables are actually, it's kind of a broad term for plant-grown food.
I need you to do me a favor before we get...
I need you to do me a favor. Put your knife away.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I need you to do me a favor before we get started. I need all the wreckheads out there we asked them to give us love on the last break on the Facebook.
Yes.
I forgot to ask for love on the Twitters. You've got to give us love on the Twitters at AirWreckRadio, and then you can find Stace and Coach Buck and myself from there.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Sure.
You want to plug yours?
I more insist that people tell people about the show.
Yes, that's a demand. We're going to start cutting demo CDs.
Force people to listen or something, please. I don't know how you can do it. Waterboard them. Tell them it's either get waterboarded or listen to Airwreck Radio.
You found interesting...
Was that the noise you make when you get waterboarded?
Yes, it's the noise that I make when I choke to death. You found interesting science-y things.
I did, and I thought it was...
You?
Did you want to do yours first, or were you giving it over?
No, it's all you, pal.
So anybody who had listened to me talk ever in high school heard me bitch about bees. I hate bees. Not because they're not essential, but because they're little fucking bastards, man. They got, like, stingers and shit. Like, oh, look, pretty flowers. They got pretty colors on them. They keep Earth alive. And then they got little fucking knives in their assholes, man. What the fuck? It seems unnecessary.
What other animal has knives coming up its ass?
I'm saying, like, cats have knife hands, but that's like their fucking hands, man. If I wanted to have knife hands, I could.
That would be Wolverine, man.
If I had a knife asshole, I'd be like that chick from that Seven movie. The one that got dead by the prostitute that died in that movie.
Yeah.
It was dark movie. Check out that movie. It was terrible.
That's
disgusting.
Good movie.
Terrible
But you
subject.
had positive. We were doing science. We were done.
Anyway,
pissed.
Bees have knives for assholes.
Yeah, bees have knives for assholes and even smaller pin-sized brains.
And they do such an incredible job. And they're dying, and we don't know exactly why they're dying. But I wanted to get rid of them.
Hive death. It's
in high
to
school.
Destroy us.
And replace them with robot bees. Because I thought, hey man, why not just, robot bees? What harm could be done by robot bees? Well, they're building robot bees.
Oh yeah, until 1 million of them short circuit on hive mind and attack somebody and rip them to shreds.
Small price to pay, I say, for the rest of us never having to get stung.
I'm not for eradicating real bees, but if it will help the pollination problem, I'm all for it. Better living through science, my friend.
Harvard School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. They've successfully created a flying little tiny robot that they're hoping to never have to use to replace biological bees. But it's kind of a plan B. No pun intended, I promise.
You're such a scumbag.
I promise that I did
Please
not.
tell me that was an accident.
It was definitely... I said it and I was like, oh my God.
Not even I would take that joke.
It's
I'm a hack.
plan B, if you will. Yeah, so they still fly on wires right now because, it's just trying to get them to fly at all.
Well, the dynamics don't work.
Teeny tiny, like...
And from everything we understand about aerodynamics, bees shouldn't fly because their wing the surface area of their wings is too small.
Well, they don't have to
levitate their weight.
They don't actually have to look like bees to do the job of bees.
Yeah, but I bet you they do. I bet you they're going for it. I bet you they're real close.
What if we get like cyborg frogs out of this?
Cyborg frogs?
Yeah, because frogs eat a bee. A frog will eat a bee. A frog will eat a robot bee. What if they get enough of them going, and like turn into a robot stomach fucking frog? I don't know. It's an unlikely scenario, sir, but it's not outside the realm of idiocracy.
Coming this fall.
So
cyborg frogs in Blood on a Boat.
No, we already did. Oh, that's good. That's never mind. I take it back. It's very good. So that's at Harvard, but Boston apparently is like a hotbed of robotics news because you had something about something.
Boston Dynamics is a privately owned company out of. Oh shit! Where are they out of? Oh, Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, I would. Well, I mean, wouldn't it be a shit if they were out of New Jersey?
Yeah, we're from. Yeah.
Boston Dynamics unveiled this week a lifelike sort of humanoid walking robot. I'd say it's about 5'10". It has a chest, two arms, which are basically just useless pipes.
Yeah.
And, its abdomen and legs are, moving.
The top of, like, the torso is not just, like...
No, it's all part
show?
of the movement.
All right.
Because that's part of your movements when you walk. Your hips and
I
lower back.
had pictured an ass and legs.
No, it's mid-ab down.
Especially when I heard it was in Boston. I was like, somebody was like, hey, Sale, what would be wicked awesome? If we built an ass and legs that could walk around.
It's just going to be an ass. That's it. Nothing else.
It's like a dream girl.
This thing it walks over rocks, dude. Like, I mean, not like walks over a rock. Like through rubble zones.
Able to stroll over several stones.
It will stroll.
Several strides.
It'll stroll unimpeded over rough terrain.
That's cool. I mean, hey man, that's a big deal.
It's and they also have a new one they unveiled today called the Wildcat.
The Wildcat,
which is it's clearly run by a two-stroke engine, four-legged running thing.
I did see this one. This one's pretty cool.
It's amazing what they're doing with robotics. I mean, you take the dynamic Boston Dynamics walking legs and the Deca arm
and the robot bees, and you got yourself a fucking cyborg man scientist.
I mean, you're this close. You're this
and
close
the Japanese
to walking,
girlbot
talking.
Also by Deca.
Oh yeah, and
the one with the face.
Yeah, I love how you're stuck with the Japanese girlbot. It's been this long.
Yo, it's not just me. Everybody in Japan knows it's a girlbot. They know which one they made first. They were just like, it's going to look creepy and weird if we started with a girl. Because the Boston guys, I bet their torso and legs looks like a dude, not a girl. I bet it doesn't look very feminine.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
It looks very masculine.
You make the guy one first, because if you make the girl one, everybody's going to be like, I bet they fuck it.
Yeah.
Because you would think that.
They probably still fuck it.
That's
nobody's
weird.
going to know.
Is that gay? Is that
no,
like
nobody's going to know. What the fuck? It's only gay if people find out. Shit.
Is that where we draw the line? Nobody knows. It wasn't gay.
There's millions and millions of people that agree with that statement on this planet right now. So, robots in Beantown. It's unbelievable. Who'd have thought that fucking out of Beantown comes with robots?
Who'd have even thought it?
Who'd have fucking thought, man?
Yeah.
So, you got anything else for this fucking pile that we call a podcast?
We have had 2 days of absolute rambling and a little bit of political rambling, and that's all I got on this fine Airwreck Radio. I would like to tell everybody to please vote on the Rochester newspaper thing. Vote. I can never remember.
RochesterCityNews.com. Vote for Rochester Best of Rochester 2013, line 76, best podcast, Airwreck Radio. But do me a favor while you're there, jump up to line 71 and hit Vinnie Paulino, best local comedian.
I only needed the name of the website, man. Fuck.
Don't forget about best website. You can do that one.
Well, fuck it. Don't care.
All right,
I'm
fine.
over it.
Fuck them too, then.
Check out our friends Second Prince. Check out their show. It's a good show. It's about comic books. You're going to love it. Or you're not. And you're not into comic books. Then don't, you know, I guess you don't have to check it out.
Can we end this?
Wishy-washy. See you later.
Now wouldn't you know it? There goes the phone again. It's probably just another wrong number, but someone trying to sell me something I can't even see. Well, I got the solution. How to deal with this insanity. Just sit down in my easy chair and take a big sip of my sassafras tea.
I'd like to extend a very special thanks to Kevin McLeod, Incompetech.com, freesounds.org, Audacity Software, GIMP graphic editors, all our band friends, our guests tonight, my dear friend Stacy, and all you, our loyal listeners.
It's getting near evening, the sun going down. I guess I should shake a leg, climb in my car and roll downtown. Check out the city lights, all decked out in a tux and a tie. But I'm sitting in my easy chair, taking a sip of my sassafras tea. Now wouldn't you know it? Oh, here come my neighbor Jim. He got the willies and the worries on his mind, and the weight of the world putting pressure on his spine. Well, I got the solution.